Hello all, welcome back to Vachi Online Teaching. Today, in this session, we are discussing about the continuation of planned reproduction in this chapter Reproduction and Heredity in AOS Module 3. So, in the previous classes, we have seen different methods of vegetative reproduction, asexual method of reproduction, apomixis, and then different methods of reproduction in Chlamydomonas. So, this is the next topic. In this, we are discussing about the methods of reproduction in a multicellular algae, and the example species is Spirogyra. Okay, so Spirogyra, it is a multicellular algae and it is a free floating algae found in freshwater ponds. So it's not marine, it is found in freshwater ponds, and its body, from the name itself, it's spiral. It has a row of cylindrical cells joined end to end. It is a filamentous algae, spiral. Okay, it looks like a filament with rows of cylindrical cells joined to each other end to end. Okay, this is one cell which is joined to another cell like that, end to end joining, and it looks like a filament. Okay, so it's a filamentous algae. Each cell, depending upon the species, may have 1 to 14 spiral ribbon-shaped chloroplast. In Chlamydomonas, the shape of the chloroplast was a cup shape, but in this, it is a spiral ribbon-shaped chloroplast present with with many unicerately arranged pyrenoids. So there are a lot of pyrenoids in the chloroplast strip. Okay, and the central region of the cell has a large vacuole, and there is a single nucleus present in the center of each cell, and it is supported by cytoplasmic strands. So cytoplasmic strands are providing like a skeletal like support to the nucleus which is there present in the center of each cell. Okay, so this is a Spirogyra. It's a single cell of a Spirogyra from a filament. This is this another cell. So down to that another cell will be there. It will be a long filamentous structure with a spiral ribbon shaped chloroplast, and it has pyrenoid also. A large vacuole is there, nucleus is there, supported by cytoplasmic strands. So this is a multicellular algae. Okay, and now coming to what are the different methods of reproduction in the Spirogyra. And the first method is vegetative reproduction. And the method of vegetative reproduction adopted by Spirogyra is called as fragmentation. Okay, so the entire filament breaks down into small fragments at the point of the transverse septum. That is this one. This is a septum separating one cell from another cell. So at this point of transverse septum, the filaments breaks into small fragment through septum following a physiochemical change, and each of the fragment having at least one complete cell grows out into a new filament by repeated mitotic division. Okay, each of the fragments undergo repeated mitotic division, and an entire filamentous Spirogyra organism is produced. So the method of vegetative reproduction in Spirogyra is fragmentation. Okay. Now we are moving to the methods of sexual reproduction in the Spirogyra, and it takes place by the method called conjugation. And there is two types of conjugation happening. One is called scalariform conjugation, and the second method is called lateral conjugation. Okay, so first we will be discussing about scalariform conjugation. So in this, the method is conjugation only, but the conjugation filaments give a ladder-like appearance. That is how it got the name scalariform conjugation. Okay, conjugation is like two different cells, one act as a male parent, another act as a female parent, and they come closer to each other, and there is a bridge-like structure forming between the two cells, and through that the genetic material, the DNA, the nucleoid, the genetic material is getting exchanged between the cells, and it combine and form a new organism. This is known as conjugation. And the method of conjugation, in this conjugating filaments, when they come close to each other, they produce a ladder-like appearance, that is known as scalariform conjugation. Okay, so we'll see that in detail. Two filaments of Spirogyra come to lie very close to each other, so that the cells of the two filaments pair septum to septum and face to face. Okay, there are two transverse septums, so septums to septum they will be close to each other, or face to face they will come. Okay, that means one filament and another filament they come like this, or one filament and another filament at the point of they come face to face or end to end. Okay, or septum to septum. That's what, in either way they can align to each other. Okay, the pairing cells of the two filaments form a contact. Now they have to form a contact with each other, and that connection between them, so I will draw here. Okay, so this is one cell. Suppose this is the first cell and this is the another cell of two filamentous Spirogyra algae. In the first step, they will come closer to each other. They will come closer to either septum to septum or face to face. And in the second step, they will form a connection between them, and that connection is known as a conjugation tube. Okay, so they will form a connection. So this is the uh, second cell, this is the first cell, and they formed a connection between them, and this is known as a conjugation tube. Okay, so this is the conjugation tube. Okay, they form a conjugation tube, and the cytoplasmic contents of each of the cell round off. Okay, in first cell also all the cytoplasmic contents round off. Here also the cytoplasmic contents round off, and that act as a gamete. And the gamete from the male cell, suppose this is the male cell and this is the female cell, the gamete from the male cell will passes to the female cell through the conjugation tube by amoeboid movement. Okay, just like a random irregular movement, amoeboid movement, and the whole content of the gamete, that means actually the cytoplasmic contents rounded off and form a gamete, and this gamete will move to the female cell through the conjugation tube by amoeboid movement. And the cells of each filament act either as a male or female, that it can change. This can act as a male, this can act as a female, or in any way. Okay, and the contents of the two gametes fuse in the female cell, and here it produces a zygote. Okay, it produces a diploid zygote. Okay, then and now the after this fusion, only everything is in the female cell, the diploid zygote, and the male cell become empty. Okay, and the female cell become diploid and produces a thick walled structure, and it is known as zygospore. Okay, and the zygospore develops thick wall around itself again, and it become dark brown in structure, and it will tide over all the unfavorable condition. And on return of favorable condition, the diploid nucleus undergo meiotic division, that means reductional division, and form 4 haploid nuclei, and 3 of those nuclei will get degenerated, and the one existing will get germinate, and the wall of the zygospore ruptures, and a small tube-like structure is formed, which contains this haploid nucleus, and that small tube develops a long filament by repeated mitotic division. So now coming to the second type of conjugation, and it is lateral conjugation. Here the cells of only one filament are involved in conjugation, wherein male and female cells are arranged in alternate pairs. That means two male cells alternate with two female cells along with the length of the filament. Okay, they will align to each other, and there is no ladder like structure formation here. And the conjugation tube is formed lateral to the septum, separating a male and a female cell. And the protoplasm of the male cell, just everything will aggregate to form a means gamete, and in the female cell also all the cytoplasmic contents will be arranged, remains aggregating to form the female gamete. And the male gamete through the conjugation tube moves to the female cell. There it gets fertilized, and after fertilization and filament would show two empty cells alternating with two cells, each having a thick walled diploid zygospore. That means two male cells and two female cells are coming closer to each other. So this is the first male cell, this is the second male cell, this is the first female cell, and this is the second female cell. They come in contact with each other, lateral to each other, and there is a bridge, a small conjugation tube formation, and the cytoplasmic contents of this cell become male gamete. This also become male gamete. This act as a female gamete. This also act as female gamete, and then their male gamete will move to the female cell. Here also it moves to the female cell, and there the fusion happens, and a diploid zygote is produced. And after fertilization, the diploid in either in the cell also, in the cell also a thick walled diploid zygospore is produced, and it tide over all the unfavorable conditions, and on return of favorable conditions it germinates, and produces 4 haploid nuclei, and 3 of them degenerates, and only one will undergo mitotic division, meiotic division, and mitotic division, and give rise to the entire Spirogyra plant. Okay, and Spirogyra filament. See, this is the four haploid nuclei formed after meiosis, and among the four, three degenerates. On one will undergo germination, and it will give rise to the Spirogyra filament. So this is the sexual reproduction methods in Spirogyra. One is scalariform conjugation, another one is lateral conjugation. And this cell in the main plant body form the gametes without meiosis. Therefore, Chlamydomonas and Spirogyra are gametophytes. Their main plant body is always haploid gametophyte, and the diploid zygote is the only diploid stage in the life cycle of both unicellular algae Chlamydomonas and multicellular algae Spirogyra. And next, in the next class, we'll be learning about reproduction in higher plants, the angiosperms, the flowering plants. We'll be studying late in detail in the next class. So this is for the first session, not first session. This is actually the third session in this topic. This is for today. Thank you.